And if you do what I'm about to say, it's gonna change almost everything that you do, from day to day, like daily things that you do, how you approach things. It's gonna change everything. So what this basically is a certain way you think about things. Let me just tell you. I want you to think of yourself as no one. What do I mean by that? No one means you're homeless. You don't have any home. You don't have any family. You don't have any friends. You have absolutely nothing. You don't have your phone. You don't have clothes. You may have clothes, just one that you're wearing. But you don't have anything, and you're homeless. And you have to, like, sometimes you can find work and you might be able to get money, but most of the time you're not able to do that. You're homeless, right? So you have absolutely no one who cares for you. You have no one to talk to. You have nothing. Now, obviously you're going to be like, well, I do have people I can talk to. Well, I do have a good family. I do have things. I am not homeless. But I want you to think you are. Because this is not just about appreciating things. I'm going to tell you what exactly this is. Obviously, it's going to help with that. But how I would want you to use this in your life is that as you have to do this every day. In your mind, imagine everything that you have, you lose it. Your friends, your family, you lose everything. And imagine in detail, try to feel losing all of these things. Don't just imagine in 1 minute and then don't do that, because imagination, like when you imagine things, it actually has an effect on your body. If you imagine with detail and you add a bit of emotion with whatever you're imagining, right? So in this scenario, you're losing everything. You have a job, you lost it. And don't be in a hurry. Like, you can do one thing in one day and the next thing the other. Like, you lost your job today, and like think about it in a detail, like, okay, this happened, this happened, like this happened, that happened, and then I lost my jobs, stuff like that. And actually try to feel how it would be like to lose your job. And that's probably not going to feel good. Now, you don't have any job, right? Because you lost it. Okay. Now, you were like, okay, I had a job, now I've lost my job. You come back home, and I mean, obviously it's not going to happen, but let's say your home is taken away from you. You don't own it. You're kicked out of your house, right? And you're like, I can't say your family doesn't recognize you. They're like, who are you? I don't know. You get out. Like, obviously that's probably not going to happen, but like, let's say they disappear or they die. People can die. You cannot control that. So let's say everyone that you have who cares about you, your family, all of them died, right? That's a huge loss. Now, obviously, you're thinking about this. It's not actually happening, but we're thinking about this. But, like I said, we're thinking about this in detail, almost as if it is actually happening. So, you think, think of anyone you have who you care about. Because you may have family, but you may not necessarily care about them. Happens. I mean, I'm not, you should care about them, but like, sometimes there are situations, everyone's situation is different, so that's why I'm saying that. So this is why I'm saying, think of people who you actually care about, and they may not necessarily be your family, they could be, but so whoever you care about, think like you have, like, it could be your friend, it could be your parents, it could be your brother, anyone, that you lose them, that they are dead, they're gone. And how would that make you feel? And every day you would not be able to see them. Let's say your parents, you won't be able to see them. You won't be able to see them, right? And imagine it in detail and try to add emotion in it. Like, emotion means, like, what emotion are we talking? That you're losing someone, right? And you're actually gonna feel, you may even feel uncomfortable when you're gonna be doing this, which is fine. So you're imagining that you're losing people, everyone that you care about. Now, one thing I will say, if you lose someone who you don't care about, it's not going to really do any difference. So this is why I'm saying, think of people who you care about and you lose them. That is gonna, obviously you're not losing them, nothing is gonna happen, but you're thinking about it, and you're thinking about it in detail. Obviously, I'm gonna explain as I'm talking about this why exactly we're doing this, which you guys probably would get an idea, but it's a little different than you might think, a little different. So you're losing people who you care about, and you imagine that in detail, how that is going to be. Like, you lost your job, now the people that you care about, they're gone. And you don't have to do this in this specific order, do it however you want to do. And then you lost your home, then you were homeless. Yeah, you lost your home, there you were homeless, and then you had to sleep on the side of the street. You had nothing to eat. You lost your clothes. I mean, the clothes that you can wear. I mean, you have clothes, but like, you have no other clothes. You only have the clothes that you're wearing right now. You don't have your phone. And everything that you have right now, like, or the only thing that you have right now is yourself. And yourself. You're homeless. Everyone that you care about, you lost them. Everything that you owned is not yours anymore. Everything is gone. And I want you to think about it, like I say, in a little more detail. Don't do this in a hurry. It won't really do much of a difference. And do this over and over again over time. As days pass, do this over and over again. In different ways you could do that. Oh, I lost this, and do this and that and that and that. And it's not going to make a huge difference with the way that you feel about things. But this is why I said that add emotion in it. And like I said, I'll explain why exactly we're doing this. So, looking at this perspective, right? From this perspective, that now you're homeless, you have absolutely nothing, you have no one who cares about you, nothing. No one cares about you. You're homeless. Now, a few days ago, you had people who cared about you. You had things, you had a job, you had a home. Now you don't have that. But from that perspective, let's look at what you wanted. What did you want? You probably wanted something. You may have wanted a better job, promotion. If you're running a business, you wanted the business to make more money, etc. So you have goals, right? From the perspective where you have these things. And these goals that you have, you're not probably not doing much about it. Like, you're probably not doing much about the goals that you have, or things which you want to achieve or get, whatever. But even if you're working for them, or even if you're working very hard for them, still think about them. They are okay. I had these goals. Okay, understandable. This is what I wanted. But then look from the perspective of now that you're homeless, you have no one who cares about you, and you don't own anything, which you really don't, but you don't own anything, right? So now, how long is it gonna take to get back to where you were? How long is it gonna take for you to get the job that you had previously? How long is it gonna take for you to get a home which you had? How long is it gonna take? Now, obviously, you lost people. You cannot bring them back from death. From yeah. So that is a little different. But let's say for how long? Like, how long is it gonna actually take for you to find people you would who would care about you genuinely? It's gonna take a long time. Not necessarily, but probably it's gonna take time. Home, you're homeless now. So how long is it's gonna take for you to build a home? Well, not build a home, but like get a home. First, you would have to find some job. It is possible to find jobs as a homeless person. I'm not gonna say it's not. They may not necessarily be the best, but you gotta do something. So you will find some job, and slowly you may start to make some connections with people, and you may say, oh yeah, can you find me a better job and this and that. You talk to some people, and they will, like, if you're good with people, you would be able to do that. If you're not, you won't be able to do that. But point is, even from the perspective, let's say you're good, how long is it going to take for you to get back to where you were? It's going to take a long time. I mean, if you're not rich, right? If you don't have a lot of money, and like, if you like, from the perspective, like, let's say you were poor and you then worked hard and you became rich, right? If that's the case, then it's a little different, because you would know exactly what to do. But still, I'm not saying you're rich, but I'm not necessarily saying you're poor. But how things were for you, they were good, right? But now, how long is it going to take for you to get back to that? It's going to take a long time. It's going to take years. To get a home, it is going to take a good amount of time. To get a car or motorcycle, it's going to take time. To even live a certain type of lifestyle that you had before, that is going to take time. So all of these things are going to take time. Okay. So a certain amount of time this is going to take. But also, you had goals. Before you lost everything, you had goals. Now, try to be so into this, like, that you actually lost everything, and then look from the perspective that the goals which I had, are they really that important or not? Are they really important? And a lot of times you may see, like, a lot of goals are really not that important. Most of the time it might be that you want to do something because you saw someone else do it, and you don't exactly know why you want to do it. So this is more about questioning, if you really want to do something or not, stuff like that. But the goals that you had, now, from the perspective that you had everything, from that perspective, the time that it's going to take for you to reach that goal is going to be quicker than if we compare this time where you were homeless. It's going to take a long time. It is going to take a long time. So now you don't have anything, and let's say you do get an apartment. Obviously it's going to be different for everyone, but it is going to take time for you to get a job. Not to get a job, but like to get to a point where you're able to afford to eat properly, and have an apartment, and then you know, whatever goals you had before, I'm not saying you wouldn't be able to work on them when you're homeless, but some of them you may not be able to. And go so much into that, like actually feel like it's happening to you, that you are homeless, you lost everything. Now I don't want you to do this just once. Do this over and over again, and every single day. Because here's a very simple thing. The like it has very a lot of benefits. It's gonna prepare you for these things if they happen, because they can. They can happen. And you would be like, okay, this can happen, but the main point, mainly the reason why we're doing this is this. What you have right now, everything that you have right now, you're not using it properly. What do I mean? You have certain goals right now. You can reach them quicker than you think. The things that you have right now, you may think, oh, I need more stuff for me to do something. You don't. The things that you have right now, you can use them. And only if you lose them, then you realize the value of them, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I could have actually used this thing like that, though now I can't because I lost it. I've actually experienced this many times. Like I had like last year, was it last year and the year before that, I had a phone which I like the camera of that phone. I wanted to record YouTube videos, right? And I was waiting for this phone which I have right now. That, you know, oh, I would buy this phone, then I'm gonna start making YouTube videos. And what's funny is that that phone's camera is really not that much different from this one's. Although I thought it would be, it looked like that, but there's not a huge difference. And I was like, I could record videos. So like, obviously there will be a little bit of it, but like it's not a huge difference. And it's not just with this thing. It's with a lot of things. You might think, oh, when I have that thing, then things are gonna be easier for me. Then I'll be able to do this. Then I'll be able to do that. And yes, that's true. But like, what you have right now, you don't realize the value of it, because you just take it for granted. You have to lose it for you to actually realize the value of it and how you should use it right now as you have it in your life. So this is the point of all of this. And this is another thing. I actually want you to think you are homeless because you don't own anything, my friend. You don't have a home. You don't. You may have people you care about, but you don't have a home. You don't own it. It can be taken away from you. You don't know that, right? So, first, I like to think of myself as homeless. And I'm gonna do this more and more so I actually feel like I am homeless. Because I am homeless, right? Like, yeah, I have a home, but like, think about this. Even look at this from this perspective. Like, I'm in my home, but I do this so much, right? That my home doesn't even feel like my own home. It feels like I'm sitting in someone else's home. Would I not appreciate that? I would, right? The phone which I have right now, oh, I was homeless all my life. I got this phone. I will probably use it properly. Will I not? I will, right? The people that you have, you will treat them better. You lost them. That's reality of life. I'm not saying, oh, you lose people in the sense that, you will lose people. You will. Who said you won't? You cannot control that, right? People can die, things happen, you can die, you cannot control these things. But right now where you are, people who you care about, or people who care about you, when you think of them as that they're gone, that you lost them, right? They're dead, and you actually feel that, you're gonna be like, oh, that it actually would hurt. You know, like I've gotten to a point in terms of imagination. If I actually think, like, I can generate emotion a lot more because I've been doing it for a long time now. I can generate emotion when I'm imagining stuff related to whatever I'm doing. So, with one scenario, I actually, like, in my mind, in detail, I imagine that I lost someone. In it's crazy that it made me feel pain in my chest, like actual pain. I'm not talking about, you know, like a little bit, like actually, like it made me feel pain. I just thought about it, but then I was so much into it that I actually created the emotion that I lost someone, right? And this is exactly my point. You may not be able to do this that much, like that, you know, the generate emotion that you would actually feel like you lost someone or lost everything, that you would feel this. You may not be able to do this in the beginning of this, but over time it will happen. So, like, you lost people who you cared about. Now you lost them, but what could you have done better if they were here? Probably a lot of things. You probably could have treated them better. You probably could have talked to them a bit more. A lot of things. So this is important. This is like, if you do this, this is gonna change a lot of things. I'm telling you, listen. Like, just think about this. You actually believe you're homeless? You actually believe that? That is actually a good thing. Why? Because you still have things, but you believe you're homeless. So everything that you have right now, like, you're gonna just look around. Wait a minute. Alright, we were talking. So, I think I was talking about how everything you have right now is not use all of the blah blah stuff, right? And what was I talking about? Yeah. The house that you have actually be like, oh, I have a house, you know. When you're gonna be doing this more and more, what's gonna happen over time is that you're actually gonna feel like you're homeless. Not in a bad way though, in a good way, because you have things. Even if you were homeless, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If I was homeless, from the person, like from the mindset that I have right now, if I went homeless right now, I'd be fine. I'd be fine. So, if not if you're homeless, right? That's how we're thinking about all of this. Now, you think about all this, like, oh, I have a house. Where did this come from? I did not have this. You put your hand in your pocket. There's a phone. Where did that come from? Right? Where, like, I did not have this. You go home. First, you didn't have a home, and there are people there who you know. Parents. What? Where did that? Where did they come from? Right? You have friends. Where did they come from? They were not there. Right? You have no one. You had no one. You had absolutely nothing. Now what, you have everything, and you complain. Shut up. All right. So this is exactly the point. You have everything, and you're complaining. Lose everything, then tell me about it. And you don't necessarily have to lose it. If you genuinely think about it, you know, on a deeper level, like imagine things like this in detail, and, you know, add emotion into it, like feelings, how you would lose these things. Over time, you're actually gonna feel like you're homeless. Over time, you're actually gonna appreciate, oh, I have a home. Beautiful. I have a home, right? I have people who care about me, right? So you're gonna be saying these things to yourself. And I have been stupid all my life, right? This is what you're gonna say to yourself. So this is the point of this. You need to do this. And you probably won't be, and not many people are going to listen to this point, like this long video, but those of you who are, you need to do this. Because listen, it's very simple. We humans like to complain a lot. We do like to complain. And it's only going to stop when you actually lose everything. You're not going to lose everything. Just allow yourself. You're fine. So, as you're thinking about these things, add emotion over time, it's gonna kind of become real. And then just look at everything you have right now, which you lost in your mind, the sense that in your mind that you lost it, right? And now you have everything. And now how would you use it? Like, this is only gonna be helpful if you do this for a long time and on a detail, like when you think about these things, think about them in detail, if that makes sense. So everything that you will have, you're gonna be like, oh, I could have used this better. And this is only gonna happen if you think in detail and actually feel like you have lost things that you had. This is beautiful, right? I am homeless. You're homeless, my friend. We are homeless. We don't own anything. We don't own anything. We are no one, right? You and I, we are no one. We are homeless. So, since we are homeless, do we need to worry about it? No. If we lost our anything, we'd be fine. We'd be fine. Why? Because we're already homeless. We don't own anything. Nothing belongs to us. It doesn't. So, yeah, like genuinely do this. Like actually, listen, if you want to make your life easier, not in that sense, that, you make it easier in a weak sense, like, that you're weak, so you would do things easier, things, not in that sense, but like easier in a way that you appreciate things more and you use them, how, like, the things you have right now, you actually use them, the people that you have, you actually appreciate them, stuff like that. Do this is gonna help you. And I cannot say anything else more than this. Like, this is, I don't know if, like, obviously most people are watching, probably won't be going to be watching this, but if you are, you have to do this. Listen, my friend, the life that we're living right now in this modern world, it makes us, like, we are complaining all the time. We're saying we don't have this, we don't have that, or all of the complaining, all of the blah blah stuff that we do. And it's not until you lose these things then you realize the value of them. And you may even lose them actually in real life. That can happen. So might as well get prepared, right? So just get prepared, my friends. Because you can lose everything. Nothing is promised in this world. It's not. And that's fine. It's fine. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna make a similar video to this. I'm just gonna specifically talk about the, how, just the things which we talk about later in this kind of video. No, it's the same video, but you're homeless and now you have everything and stuff like that. So I may record another video for that. But anyway, those of you who have watched this, do this. If you have any questions, just comment. I'll answer them.